Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Thursday, April 17th, 2025. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Thursday, Major League Baseball. First up, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Miami Marlins. We got Eduardo Rodriguez and Edward Cabrera on the mound. Now, Cabrera pitched well in his season debut with the Marlins against the Washington Nationals. It was 5 2/3, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts. He was in line for the win, but the Marlins bullpen blew that game, losing 7-4 the final. I do think Cabrera has a much tougher matchup here against the Diamondbacks team that's right now number one in baseball in both team OPS and isolated power against right-handed pitching. Low strikeout rate to go with it. They've just been deadly against righties, even without Ketel Marte. And on the other side, Rodriguez, facing a Marlins team, it's actually been decent against lefties to start the season. They're actually top 6 right now in baseball in team OPS against lefties. Low strikeout rate. Power numbers aren't the best, but I think they'll be able to chip in a few runs on Rodriguez. I think the Diamondbacks do a lot of damage against Cabrera, and more so the Marlins bullpen. So give me the over here in Diamondbacks Marlins. Next up, we have the Nationals and the Pirates. We got Trevor Williams and Andrew Heaney on the mound. Now, right now, Trevor Williams is just not looking like the starting pitcher we saw last year, where he was one of the most profitable starting pitchers in baseball. If you took the Nationals on the money line every time that Williams was on the mound, you were up big. And so far the Nationals are 1-2 in those first 3 starts for him. He gave up 6 runs and 8 hits against the Marlins, one of the worst lineups in baseball against righties in that last start. And now you're facing another team that's struggling offensively in the Pittsburgh Pirates, but I still don't have a lot of faith in Williams' game right now. He did pitch well against the Pirates last year, and it was the Nationals win, the lone start at Nationals Park, but I still think that Heaney's the better option in this game. He's got good strikeout numbers throughout his career, and the Nationals have a steep strikeout rate against left-handed pitching to start the season, right around 30%. So give me the Pirates in this game on the money line. Next up, we have the Seattle Mariners and the Cincinnati Reds. Bryan Woo and Brady Singer are your starters. Now, Bryan Woo has one career start at Great American Ballpark. Came a couple of years ago, and it was his rookie season, and he did struggle in that game. 5 runs, a home run. But I think Bryan Woo is a much different, much better pitcher now than he was in his rookie campaign. And I think he pitches well. He's pitching really well to start the season. So is Brady Singer. Singer 3-0 with a 3.18 ERA. But his weakest start of the year was that last game against the Pirates of all teams, where he gave up 3 runs and a homer, 3 walks to go with it in just 5 innings of work. I think the Mariners can get to Singer for a couple of runs, and in a rather low-scoring game, more low-scoring than we're used to seeing at Great American, I think the Mariners find a way to win it. So give me Seattle on the money line on the road. Next up, we have the Athletics and the White Sox. We got J.P. Sears and Davis Martin on the mound. I'm looking at this game with J.P. Sears versus this White Sox lineup. I like the team total under for Chicago in the first 5 innings and the full game. I think the A's bullpen will be good enough. I also expect Sears to pitch deep into this game. He's done that for the most part in his time with the A's. He usually goes 6+ innings. We've seen 2 of his 3 starts this year. He pitched into the 7th inning, 6 1/3 and 6 2/3. That last start, his pitch count got up a little bit early in the game against the Mets. It wasn't his best outing, but now you're facing a White Sox team that's been one of the worst lineups in baseball against lefties. OPS, isolated power near the bottom 5. And I think Sears can put together another quality start here. His expected numbers are even better than his current ERA. I think he's pitching well to start the season. I like the fact that his strikeout numbers in that last game against the Mets, at least he had 7 Ks in 4 innings of work. So give me the team total under in the full game, and I'll probably split my wager. First 5 team total under for Chicago and the full game. Next up, the San Francisco Giants taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Jordan Hicks and Christopher Sanchez are your starters. I mentioned at the beginning of the season, I think Jordan Hicks will have his moments as a starting pitcher, but consistently, I don't love him as a starter. I do think he may be more efficient as a reliever. We saw it last year, started the season outstanding as a starting pitcher, and then kind of tailed off as the season went on. He had a great start in his season debut this year, 6 innings of shutout ball. Then it was okay against the Mariners in the next game, and then got crushed against the Yankees last time out. Now you're facing a Phillies team at Citizens Bank. This is a tough lineup. I think they'll be able to get on the board early. Your opposition is Christopher Sanchez, who's pitching really well to start the year. He's coming off a 6 1/3, 1-run performance against the Cardinals. That's a tough lineup against lefties right now. So I got to go with the Phillies in this one. The Phillies are 3-0 in Sanchez's first 3 starts. and all those were, pretty comfortable wins. 6-1, 4-1, 8-7 over the Dodgers, but any win over the Dodgers is a big one. So I'm going to go with the Phillies in this game on the money line, lean towards the run line as well. Next up, we have the Guardians and the Orioles. We got Tanner Bybee and Tomoyuki Sugano as the starters. Now, the last start for Sugano was a tough spot to be in because he was facing the same Blue Jays lineup that he saw in his season debut and Major League debut back on March 30th. This time on April 12th, he gave up 8 base hits and 3 runs, no strikeouts in 4 2/3, which is a big concern for me, and a couple of walks given up. And I do worry about him in this spot. I think Bybee pitched really well in his last game against the Royals. I think, obviously the Guardians are looking for Bybee to be their ace of the rotation. Hasn't been the case so far, but it was definitely a promising sign to see in that last game against the Royals. He did have 4 walks in 4 2/3, but no runs given up. I think he'll be the better option in this game, and right now I just trust the Guardians more overall, so give me Cleveland on the money line this one, a pretty decent price. Next up, we have the Royals and the Tigers. We got Michael Lorenzen and Reese Olson as the projected starters. Now, the Royals have had a really miserable start against right-handed and pitching to start the season. They're near the bottom of the league in OPS and ISO, but Reese Olson is a starting pitcher that they've seen quite well over the last couple of years, and they have good numbers against in the career matchups. And, of course, these are 2 division rivals. It should be a pretty competitive series. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game, though, in this first one. I think Reese Olson struggles. I also think Lorenzen against the Tigers team, it's been good against righties, should also struggle. His expected numbers are a little bit steep right now. So, and I also, when you look at these bullpens on paper, I'm not in love with either bullpen. I think we see some runs early and often. I'm going to go with the over in Royals-Tigers. Next up, we got the Yankees and the Rays. Will Warren and Taj Bradley are your starters. This is one of my favorite series to watch. This is, always a competitive series. Big rivals in the AL East. And, the Yankees, of course, know Steinbrenner Field quite well. It's their spring training facility, and the single-A affiliate Tampa Tarpons used to play their home games there. The Rays have made it their home this season. They have a nice winning record at home so far. I like them to win this first game. I think it's going to be a very competitive, sometimes chippy series between these two. But in this first game, I think Bradley has shown he's pitched really well in his first 2 home games. Even though he's had some issues in his career with the home run ball, he hasn't given up a homer at Steinbrenner Field yet. 12 innings, 14 strikeouts, no home runs, just 3 runs total against the Rockies and the Braves. Those are 2 Rays wins and 2 Rays run line covers. I think Will Warren's better than his current ERA, but I still think the Rays can find a few runs off of him. Give me the Rays in this first game on the money line. Next up, we have the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets. Andre Pallante and David Peterson are the projected starters. Now, Pallante does not have very good numbers against the current Mets lineup. However, I think this year's Pallante is a little bit different than the previous 3 seasons as a starting pitcher for the Cardinals. I think Pallante's been the most impressive. This has been the most impressive start to his season in his career thus far because he's doing a great job at continuing to keep the ball on the ground. I mean, his ground ball percentage, one of the best in baseball, but he's also mixing in some strikeouts. He's had 10 of them in his last 2 starts combined. His control's been a little bit better, not walking as many guys. Only had 2 of them in the last 7 innings against the Phillies in a 2-0 Cardinals win. And I think that the Cardinals will be able to back him up against Peterson. Even though Peterson's pitched very well, the Cardinals have great numbers against lefties to start the year. So I'm going to roll with the Cardinals in this one in the first 5 innings and the full game money line. Next up, we got the Angels and the Rangers. The final game for Thursday's card. Jack Kohanowitz and Kumar Rocker are your starters. I got to roll with the over in this game. I think both starting pitchers are in trouble, especially at Globe Life Field. I think both bullpens also could be in trouble in this game with some early exits from these starting pitchers. Kohanowitz really struggled in that last start. I think the Rangers match up really well against them, and they've got good numbers against them in about 38 plate appearances, only a 2.6% strikeout rate, the low walk rate to go with it, but very high expected batting average at 341. I think the Rangers score at will. I think the Angels chip in on Kumar Rocker, who has not had a best start to his season, 7.94 ERA. Give me the over in Angels-Rangers. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.